Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental rune reading for the week of December 21st through the 27th. It's Yule and Christmas all in the same week. Here we go. And these are general readings, so take what works for you and leave the rest for somebody else. And since today, when this video goes live, is Yule, which is the return of the solar lord from the underworld being reborn as the sun coming back and the days begin to get longer. After we do the weekly reading, we will look at what's coming in for each of the elements as far as what kind of new information or maybe some aligning information might be coming in. So we will see what comes forward with that, but we'll start off with the weekly and then we'll hop into the Yule part. So we're going to look at our fire family first. Fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And if you are interested in having your charts read, I am not an astrologer. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff, which is why I read for the elements. But there is a link to a good starter down in the description. It's through Llewellyn.com. It's not sponsored or anything, but they have a really good baseline, and then there's a 10 to 20 page description of what all that means. So you can figure out kind of a little bit more about yourself. They're a lot of fun to see what happens in there. So if you're interested, you can check that out. And we'll get started with fire here. Your first rune is the Wunjo rune, which is the rune of joy. Color is yellow. Tarot association is the strength card, so this is tying into fire already. And your astrology is Leo, so definitely fire. Happiness and harmony between people, a situation changing for the better. Fire, I feel like you've had a really good run of positive energy this last couple of weeks. So this is just continuing that on. And with this coming up on the day of Yule and also on the week of Christmas, I feel like there is this joy of coming together for you, where some people that may have been kind of, they're showing me like nitpicking, like two chickens fighting at each other. But they've kind of settled their beef so that you can actually have a good Christmas. So whatever's going on there, it's definitely going to be a more positive week than it has been for a while with this particular crowd. Your second rune is the Anzus rune, which is the ancestral god Odin. Color is dark blue. Tarot association is death. Astrology is Mercury. And it signifies wisdom, help from someone older, magic, psychic powers, or initiation. So, Fire, you have an interesting week going on here. There's definitely some joy, there's definitely some growth, there's definitely some peace. People are burying the hatchet. And the other part about that is, while those around you are going through this Wunjo aspect of settling everything down, I feel like you're the one, Fire, specifically that's hitting this Anzus energy, where you're the one who's going through some kind of an initiation or an awakening that is occurring. And there's also this energy of embracing the miraculous is what I'm hearing, where this is where you kind of get to pick your own path. You get to choose what's happening next and where you're going. So this week is really looking powerfully positive for Fire. I'm not even feeling anything negative, like there's not really a heads up or anything I'm feeling. It's more just enjoy the ride because it's going to be a fun one, and be ready for that initiation, that awakening energy, because whatever's going on there, I'm feeling that this is going to be a spontaneous thing. It's not something that you've been planning. It's going to just pop in, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised by it. So let's take a peek here at our Earth family, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So we are, where'd it go? I almost have all these memorized after, how long I've been doing this. Where did it go? There it is. It's the Uraz rune. Its color is dark green. The tarot association is the High Priestess, and astrology is Taurus. So this is definitely tapping into your Earth energy. Creative powers, wisdom, and knowledge. Good fortune, opportunities. Earth, there's also a little bit of amorous energy. If you're in a relationship, this could definitely be a more interesting, fun week. If you're single, it could be something coming in that's new for you. So there's definitely this shift here. With the High Priestess, it's also talking a little bit about good luck. Not full good fortune like it does with the Empress, but it's also this energy of you're tapping into your spirituality and you're allowing it to kind of lead through the week. And that could be just getting more intuitive, increasing your daily meditation or prayer time, but really connecting is what I'm hearing, because that's opening that door to that divine communication. Let's take a peek here. Your second rune, which is the Laguz rune, which is the rune of water, again with a deep green color, and tarot association is the star, astrology is the moon. I would really suggest, Earth, that green's kind of your thing anyway, but I would find something that you could wear that's green, either a green necklace, a crystal, a regular ring, something along those lines, because that color popped up twice, which generally means there's something going on there. So let's take a peek at our rune. Unconscious intuition and mystery, psychic awareness, hidden sources of creativity. Earth, you're making something new this week. There's something shifting, something changing. If you're in a relationship and you're ready for it, could be that new little one that's going to be created this week. There could also be some kind of a new home, car, connection is the other word that they're showing me. So something is changing, something is becoming different and better. With that energy of the water and the moon coming up, I'm feeling a bit more of the divine feminine aspect, but there's also this energy of the emotions being a little bit higher than normal, which is making you more sensitive to seeing what is coming. It's not going to be quite the shock that could have been. You're feeling something coming in. You're feeling this shift of awareness already. And as you're watching this, this is going live on Sunday. This energy's coming in, and that also ties into the Yule energy, where the gateways are opening. It's not, the veils aren't thin like they were in October with Samhain, but there's definitely a new beginning being brought forward here for Earth, and it's really, they keep saying, make them happy. You're going to be happy here. So Earth, enjoy this week. It's going to be an interesting, fun, a little spicy in the best way possible as well if you're in a relationship. So have fun with that. You're hopping into air family with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Air, you're starting off with a little bit of a challenge. We have the Hagalaz rune, which is one of the ones I'm not super thrilled with, but it's the rune of hail. Color is light blue. Tarot association is a world, so something's ending, thankfully. Astrology is also Aquarius, so this is tying into your energy. Signifies unexpected setbacks or problems, attempts to let things flow, possible disruptive natural events. If you're in the northwest, possibly Pacific Northwest through the Rockies, be ready for some weather. It's been weird weather where I'm at in the middle of Idaho, between snowstorms, insane wind. Also, there's been a lot of just random snow, then switching to rain, to slush, to ice, to snow, to wind. It's been chaos here. Mother Nature is not happy or something. So if you're in that situation, that would definitely be a disruptive natural event. But you also have this energy of something is changing, something that you felt was very stable has just become destabilized. Something that you thought could never really be an issue suddenly popped an issue. And this is not anything that you have done, Air. I'm hearing very distinctly that this is because of outside influences. You're going to be dealing with the consequences, or the fallout of it, not consequences, the fallout of it, even though you had nothing to do with what caused it. And that's why it's not going to be super negative, but it's definitely going to be problematic. We'll use that term. Your second rune is, I believe this is Bracana. Yes, the Bracana rune, which is the rune of birth. Color is dark green. Tarot association is the Empress. And astrology is Virgo. So this is not going to be your comfortable place, because we're looking at Earth energy here. Renewal of a promise of a new beginning, new growth, birth, family, and home. Air, if you by some weird chance are bonded to a earth sign, this could be a positive thing where there's this new birth coming in. But if you're not, this is not going to be a this week is definitely something is shifting for you, and it's not going to be comfortable is what they're saying. You're going to end up in a good spot, but there's going to be parts of this week that are going to be, they're not saying negative, but definitely uncomfortable. It's not going to be like some weeks where it's, rainbows and unicorn farts and all this joy and happy. That's not Air's plot this week. There's definitely shifting. Things are going to improve, but it's almost like you have to go through a growing pain situation where you're not just bouncing through. It's more like you have to kind of pull your way out of the hole. Yeah, that's not the most pleasant thing. I'm sorry, Air. Let's hop over to water, see if we can clean our palette there. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, all of our fishies out there. And water, you're starting out with the Rado rune, which is a long journey on horseback. Color is bright red. Tarot association is the Hierophant, or the High Priest. The astrology is Sagittarius, so this is your contrary energy, because Sagittarius is fire. Indicates physical journeys, pleasant ones, journeys that bring positive development. It also refers to spiritual journeys to the self. With Yule and Christmas coming up, there's a whole bunch of shifting and moving already. And Earth, this is actually saying you're going to enjoy your travels this year. It's not going to be, oh, I have to go to so-and-so's house. This is going to stink. It's actually saying you're looking forward to your the visiting that you're going on with. They're coming to your house or you're going to theirs. You're actually looking forward to it. Things are going really well in this aspect. And with the Hierophant energy, this could be seen as the High Priest as well. And this means that you have achieved a new level of awareness, a new level of spiritual development. And with that, you're able to pass things along. And that could be part of what's so positive here, is that you're in a better place and you've shifted out of a lesser energy. So the people who are around you are actually more in line with where you're at now. So you're in a really good spot here, water. Let's take a peek at your second rune and see what else is coming in. We are starting, our second one is Eowaz, which is the rune of the horse. That's interesting. You had two horse aspects. Yeah, long journey on horseback, and then this one is the horse. So this is this is your journey. Tarot association is the Lovers, and color is white. Astrology is Gemini. So with the Lovers, we're looking at twins energy here. So this could be Pisces or Gemini, because you're both are twins. So if you're in a connection, in a relationship, this is going to be more focused towards you. Where we go? Travel, change, new jobs, new homes, spiritual journeys, or movements. Okay, water. I don't know what you're traveling for this week, but you're definitely going to have a good time while you're traveling. And with this Eowaz coming in, it could be something like a surprise cruise or a Christmas present or Yule present of a cruise or a trip. So there's something very positive with your moving and traveling. It's not just, I'm traveling to so-and-so's house because we have to for fill in the blank holiday reason. It's more than that for you. There's something very positive, very growth oriented that is coming in here, and that is going to be a very strong, pleasant surprise. But it's also going to, even if it's not like surprise, you're going to enjoy the journey, even if it's one you planned, because things are definitely lined up for you to do this journey. So with that, we'll just chat here for a second about Yule. Yule is the winter solstice, shortest day of the year, longest night of the year, however you want to see that. The rebirth of the solar lord in a lot of the old lore that descended into the underworld at Samhain has now occurred. The pregnant or fecund goddess has returned to her youth, her maiden age, or her mother age, and she is birthing the sun back into the world. And when we talk about this, we're not talking about like the Victorian era, oh, they're sleeping with their siblings. That's not it. We're talking a divine aspect here, so it's a think of these are as concepts and philosophies, not physical actions. And when we look at it from that perspective, when the sun returns, the days get longer. Light comes back into this world. So one thing that I you can do right now, if you would like, is find a candle, something that has a pleasant smell if you have scented candles. If not, just something that puts off a very beautiful light. If you have a really cool candle holder, use that. Candelabras are amazing. And light your candles. And as you're lighting them, remember that hope returns to the world, that joy returns, that life and vitality has now been granted to us again for the next year. So this is a way to understand the patterns in life. Everything dies, everything is reborn, everything keeps moving in this cycle of growth and elevation. And when we look at it in that aspect, it changes how we look at the seasons. Like the time from Samhain to Yule, Halloween to Yule, or the 21st winter solstice, is a time of rest. It's a time of quietness. The Lord is in the underworld conquering death. The lady or the goddess is pregnant with the form of the Lord to be reborn when his soul comes back in. And when that time, she's in mourning because she misses her mate. But at the same time, she also knows that the joy of this new life that is coming in is on its way. So it's a very, this period of time is very quiet because it's a time of reflection and growth, but also a time of looking forward to a joy and future. And that's the energy of this season, is when Yule occurs. This is the rebirth of that sun. This is the rebirth of hope, the enlightenment of the human species through this divine rebirth. So candles are a huge part of this, because when we light a candle, now we have lights everywhere. But when you think about it, in the old days, when you lit a candle, you drove away the dark. That candle, that fire, that flame indicated hope, joy, a new life. The world is continuing to exist because we're not going to keep getting shorter days and freeze to death. The sun's coming back. And so this is a very, very powerful symbology to the fact that even in the darkest of days, there's always hope. There's always a flicker of light somewhere. And that's what we're looking at when we look at Yule, is the hope for the future. There's gateways of opportunity that are being opened for everyone. And when we take the time to meditate on this, to pray about it, and really listen to what's coming in, suddenly it's not such a weird holiday. We start to understand a lot more of why the Christians moved their birth holiday to the pagan practice of Yule with the 25th of December versus the 21st, because they wanted to tap into this energy of this new birth, this new awakening, the returning of the light to the world. Because if you look at traditional and historical accounts, the time when Jesus would have been born would have been closer to March. But tapping into this solar hope energy that was already in place, this is why it was stuck in December. And so when we look at it from that perspective, what are we scared of? What are we ready to let go of? What doors, and I do mean doors, there's gateways out there somewhere. What are we opening up to? And when we look at the peace, the joy, and the love of the returning of this light, of this exciting period of time, what are we gaining? What kind of wisdom can we reap from the returning of the light? What are we letting go of, and what are we saying goodbye to in the darkness? Because we sent things away in Samhain. That's just what we do. We send things to the underworld with the Lord to be released. And when we look back, are we grateful for that release? Are we hopeful for what's coming in next? Have we planned? Have we thought about what's coming in next? All of these things are part of what happens in this quiet dead time, I guess you could call it, of the world between Samhain and Yule. And with Yule, this is when the return of hope occurs. This is when the return of joy, of peace. I'm getting chills right now, so something's coming in. But this is why we look to this holiday as a time for coming together. It's a time to remember with joy. Samhain is joyful sadness, but Yule is strictly joy. This is a celebration. So go out there and celebrate. Give gifts to the people that you care about. Give gifts to the people you don't care about. share the things that bring you joy, whether it's your crafts, whether it's your art, whether it's your cooking abilities. I know in one town, my hometown actually, there is a school teacher. He's a music teacher. And in the evenings from the 20th through the 24th, because they're closed on that day, he goes to the local grocery store and he will play the saxophone. He will bring in some of his kids from his class. They will have little concerts for about 2 hours in the evenings. They want nothing. This has nothing to do with money. This is them sharing their gifts, their talents, their skills with other people. So while everyone's rushing around doing their grocery Christmas and Yule shopping, they have this beautiful music playing in the background the entire time. And it's just a way to share their talents and gifts. He does not care who you are. And his group of kids, they don't care who you are either. And that's the beauty of it, is they're sharing what they have. And that's the blessing and the joy that comes with this holiday, is you don't have to worry about what other people think. You're happy, your joy comes from the fact that we're still alive. We get to go another year. Look at what's happening. The days are getting longer. Things might not be great because it's winter. I'm sorry, I'm not a winter person. But a lot of times this is the joy that responds, is the sun's coming back. Yeah, you still might have months of winter and snow and all that nasty, but the sun came back. So we will get out of this eventually. So let's take a peek into each of the elements and see what gateway is opening up and what wisdom might be coming along with it. So your gate for fire is the halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. This could be that part of that initiation thing that's happening this week for our fire family, but this is the energy opening up for you in the next year, is the halls of learning. There is a option to step into an expanded awareness. This is not something that you're being forced into, it's being offered to you. And it could be going to starting school, something you've been wanting to do, keep putting it off, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, this is the time. It could be picking up that new course in energy healing or acupuncture or whatever it is. But fire, you have got a shift going on here where you get to choose the direction you want to take your education. The halls of learning are here to help you expand and to grow, but really focus on the thing that lights up in your soul, whether that is plumbing, whether that is painting, whether that is, like I said, energy work, or if it's even something as mundane as taking a course on writing. I've done those. Those are actually a lot of fun. Whatever it is, be ready and willing to grow within that sphere, because that's the gateway that's being offered to you. And the wisdom that's coming through for you is sensuality. Express your sensuality. This is tapping into your senses. Touch, taste, smell, sight, all of them. Bring them all together. Taste. When you really tap into your sensuality, imagine what you can learn. When you really open up to the experiences of life, imagine how much stronger your awareness of existence could be, fire. It sounds cheesy, but when you really start to live in the moment, you feel your clothes. What does it feel like? What does your shirt feel like right now? Are you wearing a shirt? If not, what does the air feel like on your skin? How does your hair feel? Like as it's draped, or if it's pulling back, because my hair's heavy right now. If you're wearing a necklace, if you're wearing rings, become aware of those. When you are tasting your food, fire, this is all part of that learning, is tapping into your senses. And when you taste food, are you chewing and eating just because it's a mechanical thing to do because you have things to do? Or are you taking a bite and realizing what those textures are, what the flavors are? Can you break apart the flavor profile so that you can pick out the cinnamon, you can pick out the ginger, you can taste the hint of vanilla behind it? Like, really get into experiencing life through your senses, the textures of sight when you're looking at something like the backdrop here, each of the little snowflakes or stars that are there. Examine the colors, really enhance yourself. The halls of learning are opening up because it's time to shift into a different perspective. And that could be, like I said, tied into your runes that are saying there's awakening that's coming in. This could be part of that, is kicking off this new year into this new energy and new frequency. Let's see what is coming in for our Earth family. we have the Lemurian seed codes, embracing the sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. Earth, this is saying that it's time for your healing. It's time for your understanding of how unique, how my guides are being funny. Embrace your inner weirdo is what they are repeating to me over and over again. Really tap into that. What makes you unique, Earth? The gateway that's opening up is this gateway to healing previous wounds of, oh, that, don't do that, that's inappropriate, you can't live like that, oh, that's not right way to think, we can't have that. I was told for years, don't have long hair. Notice how that didn't work for me. And it's whatever it comes up here is, it's time to heal from those past. Lemurian seed crystals, when they come to you, they're generally there to help you understand something that's happened in your past, heal it, and then turn it into something beneficial. So that's the gateway that's being opened to you this Yule season, Earth, is what are you ready to transmute from a lesser energy into a higher frequency energy? Your wisdom is gratitude. Be grateful for all that you have. And when you have Lemurian seed coming in saying, let's work on the healing, let's fix these hit past, when we fix those problems, when God's source steps in to help and guide you through this, show gratitude for the fact that you overcame this. Show gratitude for overcoming and surviving. And now you're thriving, Earth. You went from just, I've got to make it through this day, to I get to exist again. Look at what I have, what my options are. Look how much I can do. The color palette on this is horrible. I'm sorry. Because this is a really beautiful blue card, but not with that light. That's all yellowy. That's weird. There we go. Maybe it doesn't like the other card. But you want to tap into this gratitude of, as you're growing, as you're experiencing, as you're learning, Earth, find the reason for the gratitude. Find the reason to be thankful as you go through. Even through challenges, I thank you for this lesson, because when I come out, I'll be stronger. I thank you for this challenge, for when I come out, I will have a better understanding of how to help other people. This is not just for you. It's important for you because it's healing you, but as you do that, your gift is going to ripple outwards. And this next year, with this kind of a gate opening up for Earth, you're going to have some interesting, and they're showing me your heart chakra. Sorry, they're showing me your heart chakra is actually opening up, that there's this peace and this radiant light that is flowing out of it. It is very much a divine pink light. And Earth, if you haven't worked with the more peaceful angels, tap into the angels that are associated with love, with the heart, with emotions, Gabriel, Kamael, these type of energies, and really embrace that love, because it's going to be pouring out of you in a very strong way. Okay. Let's check Earth, or Air, sorry. Air, you are starting off with the Soul Star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. The Soul Star sits about 6 to 12 inches, depending on who you talk to, above your crown chakra. This is the gateway to the stars. This is also the gateway to the Akashic Records. This is a location of Metatron's energy. This particular activation is about ascending. This is connecting into the highest aspect of yourself. We have the Falcon coming in, and it's also showing you that there is wisdom here. When we really tap into who we are at our core, it allows us to open up that door to this divine aspect of energy, this Merkaba that's up here. And that's going to wake things up that you never thought you had. Dormant energies come to the surface, quieted or shoved down shadow talents, skills, and abilities rise to the surface. So the gateway that's opening up for our air energy is that Soul Star chakra, and that is the highest seat of your physical soul. And when you tap into that, it activates that wisdom field, and it basically turns your pillar of light, which is the chakra system altogether, into a radiant beam. Think lightsaber. And then you really start to wake up to the fact that you have an ability to connect with other people because you're connected into the highest aspect of who you are. You're connected even beyond that into the very heart of the Creator. And that's where we really start to tap into and become more aware of that. The soul star energy has actually been dormant for the last several thousand years because we are leaving the Kali Yuga. Kali was all physical, so you're base 7, and we're heading into the next Yuga cycle, which is Dwapara, I believe. And when we step into that energy, it wakes up the rest of these chakras, because that is how we're going to be able to communicate in a much clearer way, is this a reawakening. So air, this next year is really a time for your spiritual awakening. The others so far, earth and fire, they've had some physical stuff, they've got some new things going on. This air is strictly spiritual for you. You're definitely going to be having those aha moments through the year, definitely. Again, general readings, take what works, but there's this energy that's coming in that's saying, no, air is going to have these experiences, so see how that plays out. Your wisdom is potential. Think big for your future. When we have this kind of energy coming in, it's saying, now's the time to make the decision. Now's the time for the growth. Now's the time to see how far you can go. Air, one of your gifts, base level gifts, is learning, knowledge, wisdom. The potential that is there for you right now is massive growth. What are you willing to grow? What direction do you want to head? The doors are open. You have access to the Akashic Records. You have access to Archangel Metatron. You have this powerful guidance coming in saying, let's do this. But there's the second part of, what do you want to do? We're going to do it one way or another. What direction do you want to head, Air? This is your work, is to decide what direction. The gateway's there. The wisdom channel has been opened in a way that is extremely powerful. If you've never felt the soul star chakra, when you start to become aware of it, you start to notice that you sense things differently. Your knowledge takes from a base earthly level, and you start to see the patterns behind it. You start to see the awareness of how it interconnects with other people. Instead of just living in this little bubble, you see the web that goes and connects everyone. So, Air, you have a very interesting gate that's opening for you this year at Yule. See how that plays out for this year. Let's see what our water family has. Water has... They're showing me images already and haven't even read the card to you. Ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage and boundaries. Water, this is a time for ancestral healing. This is healing your bloodline, your spiritual line, your family line. You're being called to set what was wrong right. You're being called to fix a mistake. You didn't make it. It has been transferred down through the generations, through different dimensions of reality, and now you're being offered the opportunity to fix this. Through meditation, through your own spiritual healing, you will be able to reset the family line. And the trauma stops with you. Everything that's happened in your life, the things that have built up to this point, all of the stuff that has buried you, because water tends to be highly emotional, all of that stuff, it's time to fix it. And that doesn't mean you're going to wave a magic wand. I mean, you might, if you have one. Try it. I've got several right here. It's going to start to fix the process. And when you start to do this, be aware of your angels that are coming in. There's one angel that keeps tapping me on the shoulder saying, remember, they're not alone. Because as you're going through this, it may feel like you're dealing with the weight of the world. No, it's the weight of your bloodline. And that's not a curse. You might think that, but it's not. It's a blessing. Because you're the one who has the strength to deal with this. The others before you couldn't. And they admit their weakness because they know that you're the one that can do it. Now that sounds really heavy and really dense, but it's actually a very light feeling. It's heavy emotions, but the energy behind it's really light, like you have to process the emotions out. So see how that plays out. But your wisdom Leadership, setting your goals. You're the one who makes this change. The others would love to be able to step into your shoes and help, but they can't because they are in another dimension. They've made their mistakes, they've made their bed, they have to lay in it. Water, you get to be the leader. You get to have the strength energy. This is definitely fire. There's some passion here. So be aware that you might be a little more emotional than normal with this, and it's not a weak emotion. This is the emotion of a tidal wave. This is the emotion of a tsunami. You're calling upon the heart of the sea to come forth and wipe that slate clean. You're taking out the problems. Is that going to be an easy thing? Probably not. The energy that I'm getting right now is really intense, but it's something that you actually have been looking at. You have been trying to figure out, how do I do this? And this is where being able to be open with your ancestors and your guides and with God's source, however you see the divine, whether it's in the Lord and Lady, Goddess and God energy, or if it's just the source of creation, connect in with that and ask, how do I fix this? What do I do next? And it could be something as simple as repeating some affirmations and clearing some stuff out of your own system, or it could be more. But your guides and guardians are going to be there to support you as you process through this. Your gateway to the ancestral realm is, out of the four, water, I think you have the most intense, because I'm still getting chills from this, and it is feeling very strong that this is such a rare gift that is being offered to you. And are you ready to claim it? You don't have to. There's no rule that says you do. But there's this energy coming in saying, but you're ready for this if you are wanting to step forward. So, I hope you have a blessed Yule. All elements here. Everyone who watches the video, I hope you have a blessed Yule. Light your candles. Remember the joy of the sun reborn. However you celebrate that, whether it's through Christian or pagan traditions, the sun's reborn either way. And enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, find gratitude in the little things, and have peace as you go forward through this year. And I will see you in the next video.